This is your view. Are you kidding me? Just spectacular.
The other thing that he just added, which I think is really, really cool, is archer fish.
Anybody with a gate that has a T-Rex on it is somebody that I know that I'm going to get along with. Look at these vehicles. Pretty cool. I'm Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the Pond Guy. And this is a special one. We are out here with Roosters and Camp Kennan. You can see his cool truck right here. And Ed, the Pond Professor. And we are coming back and visiting. And we are coming back and visiting what we created for the director of the St. Augustine Alligator Farm, an amazing facility. This is how it started. We did not build this, and it led to this, then it led to that over there. We were down here about 5 weeks ago for a Build a Pond Day with certified aquascape contractors, creating a recreation pond for them at their house, for John and Jen, the directors of the St. Augustine Alligator Farm. And we're back with Camp Kennan and Jason from Earthworks. And there's Kate, and there's Ed, the Pond Professor. And they're just admiring the work. Jason, this is the first time that you've seen this since they put the Lanai back up, and Ed too, right?
Absolutely. Oh, it looks insane.
Okay, so I just got here 5 minutes ago. I think Kennan's over there with the Gila monsters.
Yep.
But this is the steps. I love this. When we were here, it was just dirt when we left.
Exactly.
But look at right inches from the back door. This is your view. Are you kidding me? Just spectacular. So this project was actually sold by Jason. And when you got this project sold, you actually thought this would be a perfect thing to bring in the professor and aquascapes for a winter retreat event, correct?
Oh, for sure. Especially with his connection with the alligator farm. This is an easy connection.
So Ed, isn't it fun coming back? I mean, this has only been going for 5 weeks.
5 weeks, exactly. Yeah, I love it. I love getting back on projects after we built them, because you can see it. When we left here, the water was dirty. It was murky. It was all churned up and everything. Jason and his team came in, cleaned up everything, obviously. Huge mess here. Had to do all the walls going all the way around the perimeter, get everything ready to have the structure built over the top, do all the pavers over here, you know, just help clean everything up and get it ready for them. After about a week or so, actually I think it was about 2 weeks, the water was still a little bit murky, and then John actually texted me. He's like, hey, he's like, what are your thoughts on this? I'm like, let the ecosystem get a little established. And then literally by the time I responded to his question, about 24 hours later, he's like, it's done. He's like, all of a sudden it just flipped. And that's exactly what happens. Once you start getting that bio-slime, once you start getting all that stuff established in here, it just takes off. All the water gets dialed in. And man, they've been enjoying it ever since.
Well, what I love about it is, I bet you this is the first time most people have seen a screened in or a lanai on top of a recreation pond versus a traditional swimming pool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it keeps all the debris out, and John's reptiles in, because he's got already lizards that are running around out here, which I think is super awesome.
It is.
But you got your inline pumps there, so they've got their steps coming down for the you can walk right in and swim. And then I love how you put a formal wall in here. You designed it.
Yeah,
Talk a little bit about that.
That was kind of a last minute decision, and it was because the reason we did that was because of the size of the pond. So we're somewhat limited on the space just because we have this structure going over everything. So we wanted to maximize that deep area. The best way to do it is with a vertical block wall.
Yes.
Does not take up a lot of space. The other nice thing about that is it ties into the other walls that are actually on the property. So with all those other pavers in that paved area, it kind of gives that little bit of a connection between everything, and I just love the look.
Big boulders that you use, and he just started landscaping this up. I mean, it already looks so good, and you know it's just going to look nicer with age.
It's going to get better and better. Again, this is a little bit different environment because this is more sparse vegetation, desert southwest, so it's not going to be like a lush tropical jungle in here. even though he has that option because he's in Florida.
Well, he's a cactus guy. He loves cactuses.
He wants cacti.
Yeah.
And then he also has those collared lizards because this is the home for that particular animal. The other thing that he just added, which I think is really, really cool, is archer fish.
It doesn't look like much at first, but it can do this.
You'll be able to see him in here, but he just got in some archer fish from the other side of the world, literally out of New Guinea.
You see why I like this guy? So I'm talking about the lilies are going to start getting big, all of the cannas, all of the water plants, the taro that's over there. You know, the wetland filter is just planted up, and another year from now, that thing is just going to be a jungle back there. So what I want to talk about with ruck ponds is, this is one of the big differences with this one versus a swimming pool, which a traditional swimming pool is, this is enjoyable. Even up here in Jacksonville, Florida, you might only be able to 7 months out of the year or something enjoy a pond, but this is enjoyable 365 days of the year that you have this sound.
Exactly. So that's what I think is kind of interesting about swimming pools. Swimming pools are very one-dimensional. You're swimming in it. You know, so it's like you want to cool off on a hot day, you're going to hop in, you're going to do a few laps, and you're pretty much done with it. This is an environment that is going to be incredible 365 days a year. Evening time, have a fire pit going, just kick back, relax, the sight, the sound of the water, looking at the water lilies, looking at your unique fish that are living inside of it. You could still go in it to swim, to cool off, but when you're in the water, this is living water. This is not a sterile environment. There's stuff living inside of it, which is exactly how nature has designed it. We want to mimic the natural springs that are found around the world, and actually the springs that actually found St. Augustine, the fountain of youth, brought in Ponce de Leon way back when he came in looking for that magical elixir, fountain of youth, and guess what? Here's the real one right here.
Oh, he can wax poetically. I think there's only one more thing to do. You know what that is?
Go swimming?
I'm going swimming. Absolutely my favorite time to enjoy a water feature is at night. The lights come out, it just makes that sound, and the lights come out and it just creates a whole new level of enjoyment. So many people work during the day, they get set up, there's no better place. You'll spend hours and hours on end just kicking back by the water feature and watching the fish. And this is a brand new water feature, and just look at how it's being used. There's a fire. We like to call fire and water goes hand in hand together. But look at this. Are you kidding me? Living the aquascape lifestyle personified. For me, this is what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about. Something that you can enjoy 365 days out of the year. I am completely jealous. I can't keep tropical fish up in Chicago. So whenever I visit Florida and I see people that keep cichlids or archer fish or things that would not live in Chicago, it gets me jealous. Look at these trees here. What's so cool is that you take a unique personality for someone to do something different like John, but the reality is anybody can have an aquascape ecosystem or an aquascape ecosystem recreation pond instead of a swimming pool or instead of something that you don't get to enjoy the way that you get to enjoy a water feature. It just relaxes you. That's why I have this channel, to teach people, to showcase people what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about. This is a Ferrari of a backyard, but it's a spectacular backyard. If this was a swimming pool instead of being a recreation pond, I guarantee you that people wouldn't look twice down here in Florida. But because he's got something like this, this is how you one up the neighbors. This is how you make something super unique and impressive, do something unique like this. If you're interested in finding a certified aquascape contractor that can create an aquascape recreation pond or just an ecosystem pond, check out the link below to find a certified aquascape contractor by you. I love my job.